Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And if you're like me, you're probably not a big fan of cleaning overall. I know I just don't like to do it. So if I can automate something and have it one less thing I have to clean, that'd be great. So we are going to take a look at the first robotic vacuum that I have ever tried out, and that's the ILIFE A8. Shout out to ILIFE. They sent me this over for review over a month ago, so I've had a ton of testing with it. Also, they are the sponsor of this video, so thank you for that. And overall, with all that time, I've been able to test it going from hardwood to carpet, under beds, even when it approaches stairs as well. So I've got lots of thoughts on the ILIFE A8. Let's get into the full review. Real quick, I want to give you a close-up of the robot and show you the design. On the front here is a bit of a crash guard. You'll see it has some give to it, so when it does bump into things, it's really not going to harm the robot itself. On the front here, you got a couple buttons that you can press to send it back home, pause, or start up your cleaning session. It also has something they call pano view, which does help when reaching specific barriers and also things such as stairs. More on that in just a second. On the right side here is your power switch, and you can actually charge it and plug it in. However, it does charge just sitting on its dock. I'll show that off in just a second. And on the back is where that dustbin is. You can just press it and it pops right out like so. All the dirt does go in there. There's even a HEPA filter, which you can change. I'll show off the replacement in just a second. And down at the bottom, you have this wheel that spins in a complete 360 to turn. And these wheels actually have some traction to have you go. Here is the bristles. It does say to clean regularly. It does collect some hair and dirt, so you will have to clean it occasionally. These bristles actually come outside of the vacuum, which allows it to get into corners, maybe under cabinets in the kitchen specifically. In the box itself, you get your user manual, you get a cleaning brush, and a couple extra grips, and a couple extra bristles if anything seems to happen to them, and even an extra filter, as I mentioned. And then, of course, onto the remote. The remote itself is very simple, very easy to figure out. Just a play pause button to run the vacuum. A max button turns the suction up, so it's on max suction. It gets a little bit louder. I'll show you that in just a second. You have a time button to set the time. You'll see 1550. You can also schedule a time every day to actually have it run, which is fine, but I don't necessarily need to run it every day, so I found that I run it every 2 days, so I don't necessarily schedule a time every single day, but you can. It's up to you. Right here's a different mode. You have a point mode, you have a home mode, so this will actually take it back home and charge it, and then you have a border mode. It does take AAA batteries, and unfortunately didn't include them. That's just kind of a downside of the remote. The home base is actually very simple. It plugs into the wall via cable that's actually fairly long, as you can tell, so you don't necessarily need to set it right next to an outlet. The vacuum itself just hops on it and it starts to charge automatically. Once it's done cleaning an entire apartment or just a specific room, it will automatically go back to the home base and charge. However, if you need it to go back and charge or go home, you can just press the home button and it will automatically know where that home base is and return to it and charge. And as you can tell, it has a voice that lets you know when charging starts, when cleaning starting, or if it actually happens to get stuck, which has only happened once for me. So I was nervous at first to have it go towards stairs, but testing it out, it works just fine. It actually stops right at the edge, so it cleans all the way up to the stairs and stops itself, turns around, and cleans something else. It's also not that tall, so it's most likely going to be able to clean under your bed, which has been very helpful because it's kind of hard to reach under specific beds, and they get pretty dirty. You'd be surprised. Also worth mentioning, battery life is very good. You should be able to get to a couple hours of continuous cleaning with the robot vacuum, and I've had no issues with it needing to charge when I actually needed it to run and clean because it will just automatically charge itself. So I also want you to hear the difference between the regular mode and the max suction mode because it does get a little bit louder. So if I hit start, it is starting now, and then if I press max, there we go. Max cleaning is starting. So not only does it get a little bit louder, it just suctions a lot more. Here it is cleaning up a little bit of cereal, runs through and suctions it up. Now what I'm going to do is let it run through my entire apartment, and we'll just kind of check at how dirty the dustbin actually will get. And then, of course, once it's completed, it will just automatically go ahead and find its way back to the home base station. Well, let's go grab it, take a look at how much dirt it actually picked up. Down at the bottom, you'll see a little bit of hair collecting in the brush. And then let's take a look at the actual bin. Collects the dust. And there it is, collected a good amount of dirt. I see some cereal, I see a twist tie, bunch of dirt. What I actually ended up doing was the first time I got it, I ran it through my entire apartment on max suction mode about 3 times, and it picked up a good amount of dirt. But after that, there was really no need for max suction mode. Maybe if I happen to spill a bunch of dirt, which I have yet to do, but I just have it on auto mode, so it really isn't that loud. Only when it goes to max suction mode is when it has a decent amount of noise. So overall, that's just about it for the ILIFE A8 robotic vacuum, and I've been impressed with it. It's the first one I've had, and I've really had no issues whatsoever with it. Battery life lasts as long as I need it to. It cleans up everything I needed to. It gets into all the corners and just about everything I've needed to. So the floors have stayed very clean. It's nice that you can set an automatic time every day. I wish you could set it every other day or things like that, but you can't. So I could just go ahead and just press the power button occasionally when I need to actually clean the floors and just let it do its thing. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the full review video. Lots more videos to come, so be sure to click that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.